Friends, welcome to the course Words to Use instead of Very, presented by me, Amirtha Devarajan. Well, this is again a revision and quiz session. We'll be discussing 15 words and then we'll be moving on to our quiz. So let's start with all that. But before that, I'm Amirtha Devarajan, a student of English literature from Delhi University. I'm passionate about teaching language and literature. You can follow me on Unacademy at this given URL, and don't forget to rate, review, recommend, share and comment on my videos. Guys, please do that. Just take a minute to do that. Drop in your score, whatever you scored at the end of the session in the quiz. And it will be really helpful if you tell me how you felt about this course and your feedback about these lessons. Okay, so let's start with the word very afraid. Well, the substitutes for this word is terrified and petrified. Petrified is synonym of terrified. Well, if you notice the antonym of this word, it's enliven, which means to live in a bright, cheerful manner. Well, why is this the antonym? The word is very afraid. Well, the word terrified has such gravity that you're not able to function properly out of fear. So the word petrified and terrified have heavy context usage. When I say that I was terrified, that means I was really very, very scared and very afraid. So yeah. And the antonym, of course, is enliven, when you're free of fears. Next word is very bad, and substitute for that is awful or atrocious. Well, awful is bad and atrocious is like when you're pitying something that is so very bad. When something's unable to tolerate something, you call it atrocious. Something is that level of badness is atrocious. So again, heavy words, just don't use them like that. That won't make sense, and in fact, you will be caught hold of. The antonym is excellent. Well, very bad, in the childhood we used to say very good, very bad, excellent. So yeah, so the dead opposite of very bad is obviously very good, which means excellent. The next word is very bright. The substitute is dazzling, which means something which dazzles. And if you, the word, there's a figure of speech called onomatopoeia, which means that whenever you speak a word, the way you pronounce it, the pronunciation tells us the meaning of the word. When I say dazzling, I mean you can associate it with light. So in that sense, you can make out that it's kind of something bright and something dazzling upon you. So this is an onomatopoeia. Dazzling is when something is shining really brightly, gleaming. And the antonym is lackluster. Luster is again shine, and when lackluster. Lack is जब किसी चीज का कम होना, when you lack something, when you're devoid of something. So lackluster means devoid of light and luster. The next word is very cold, and the substitute for this is freezing. Instead of saying that it's very cold outside, you may use it's freezing. It adds meaning and expression to your word, to your sentences. The synonym for this could be chilling. Well, to arrange in order of preference of intensity, this would be 1, this would be 2, and this would be 3. The antonym is boiling. Well, freezing hota hai jam jana, and boiling hota hai ubalna. So you understand the difference, right? Very thirsty is parched, when your throat is very dry, and very thirsty is used in place of very dry loosely, but the correct word is very thirsty. The substitute is parched or waterless. This is the easy one. I don't want you to use this. Use this instead because it's fashionable and fancy and expressive. So you may say I'm parched instead of saying I'm thirsty from now on. So the antonym is humid. Well, when are you thirsty? When everything's dry, when your throat is dry. So the opposite of dryness is humidity. When there's some moisture, there's some water. So that would be the opposite of that word. The next set of words, very quiet, means reticent. Reticent is when someone speaks very less, very, very less. I mean, they just quiet and then they speak a few words, and then, when you're the quiet type of person, you may call yourself reticent. And if you're talkative, you may call yourself garrulous. So the synonym could be closed mouth. You often talk, you be with yourself and you talk really less. Talk rarely, that's reticence. And very quiet could also be hushed, when not everyone has to be still and calm and quiet. The antonym is communicative. Who is communicative? Who speaks a lot. Very wise is sage or sagacious, and the opposite of this word would be dumb. Very wise is when you're knowledgeable and then you have insight into something, and dumb is when you know nothing. Very stupid is idiotic. Instead of calling anyone very stupid, call him idiotic rather, because it's more expressive in less number of letters. The synonym is foolish, and the antonym is intelligent. And obviously, if someone's idiotic, they know nothing, and they're intelligent, they know things, they are aware of certain things. Very eager is keen, and synonyms for this could be captivating, because you're eager when you're interested, and when you're interested, that means you're captivated by something. And the antonym is uninteresting, something which doesn't interest you. Very fierce is ferocious, forceful, something which has fierce, something which has power in it, something which has aggression in a positive manner, in a very angry manner, and something which is compelling and powerful. So the antonym is feeble. Feeble is weak, frail, fragile. So I've mentioned all these words in my lessons. Just refer back to the lessons. You will be acquainted with it. If you feel that I'm using a lot of words, just note them down, because I'm just offering you many substitutes. Instead of going to the dictionary time and again, just refer to this and you'll kind of learn these words well. Very beautiful is gorgeous, and you can also use the word exquisite for it. These are very good substitutes for the word very beautiful. It would be a rather expressive compliment than me saying very beautiful. Beautiful has its beauty, but exquisite and gorgeous are words which really need to be used in terms of expressing someone. And the antonym is hideous. Hideous is very ugly looking. Very big is immense or colossal, and the antonym is petite. We've discussed the word petite. Petite means small, so automatically it becomes the opposite. Very dirty is filthy or dingy, and the antonym is spotless, because when you're dirty you have spots over you, and you're all filthy, you might have dirt over you. But when are you spotless? When you're devoid of such dirt. Very ugly is horrendous and hideous. We just use the word hideous in opposing the word very beautiful. So automatically very ugly का जो antonym होगा वो stunning होगा, जिसका मतलब है very beautiful. So very beautiful, basically the synonyms for this is horrendous, hideous. I've mentioned this once before, but I would like to mention this again. Please use word to your advantage. Do not use it in a single dimensional way. You can use this word to, in many contexts, you can frame it for yourself. Instead of saying, you just need not describe someone as hideous. You can use this word for so many other purposes. You need not comment upon someone's physical beauty, calling them hideous or horrendous. You can say, oh my god, that's horrendous furniture. Oh my god, that piece of dress looks horrendous on you. So you can call materialistic things ugly as well, or beautiful as well. So use the words in different contexts. You need not stick to the word which is meant to be used for. So the next word is very neat, and the word for it is immaculate. Immaculate means extremely pure. Pure is slightly, advanced version of neat. Pure has a lot more. It has spirituality, molded in self. So, but let's not go into that detail. Just consider simple pure and you're spotless. So spotless could again be substitute for very neat. And another synonym, an easy synonym, is clean. And the antonym is filthy, which means very dirty. Moving on to the next and the final segment, which is the vocabulary quiz. Now, please pause the video and decode these answers, and I'll be discussing it. Pause. I hope you're done now. Let's discuss. Very neat is immaculate. Very bad is awful. Very bright is dazzling. Very ugly is hideous. And very thirsty is parched. Well, I'm pretty sure that you must have decoded it rightly. Please let me know your score. I would be great. I would be happy if you tell me that you scored 5 on 5. So thank you guys. The session ends here. We'll be discussing the next set of 15 words in the next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.